Hey, what's up guys? So I haven't been streaming for a while, but I want to work on one of a little character that I made a while back, and I will show you the little character. So there's two here. I think I want to design one of these two. These are some really old drawings, but I think these two look really cute, and I think they'll be fun to sculpt in 3D. I'll probably work for about an hour tonight. Hopefully not too much longer because I gotta start getting some sleep. So these are downloaded. So hopefully I will be able to open them in Nomad Sculpt. So let's go ahead and do a new one. Let's change the background. Maybe something like that looks good. You know, I didn't even do any of this. I didn't even focus or anything yet. All right. So let's see if we can bring in our image. Maybe it's in photos. Oh good, it's here. I don't know which one I should do. I'm not sure which one I should do just yet. Maybe I'll try this little guy, since the last character I did sort of resembles that other little guy. So we'll put him here. Okay, good. King, it's been a long time. I was wondering where you've been. Hope all is well. I haven't been streaming in a while because I was away. My fiance and I drove up quite a few hours over the weekend to like look at some wedding venues and all that good stuff. So it's been a lot going on. It's been a lot going on, but I'm glad that I've sort of jumped back into slice. It's nice to jump back into creating. And I worked on a class. Classes will always that'll take me away from it too. Because if I'm working on a class, then I'm just like solely working on the class. Okay, so I don't know what he's sitting on, but that's going to be important. So let's make it a cylinder. I guess it doesn't need to be that big right now. And we don't need this to be too crazy, but I think I do want like a flat subdivision. Maybe 1, 2 maybe. Okay, so we'll just validate that. And I can see that it's in perspective, so let's do orthographic. Working on art stuff. I feel you. I really do. I got to start doing some more classes because yeah, I need to start pushing. This wedding is going to be draining me. It's going to be expensive. Do you find your MacBook to be helpful for your art? I'm thinking of getting one. Well, if you haven't already seen, check out the video that I just posted earlier today, and I go through all of my equipment. I talk about all of my equipment. I'm upgrading. I upgraded from a MacBook Air from 2014. So I upgraded last year, and I got the 2000. Is this a 2021? I think this is 2021 MacBook Pro. 256 gigabytes? No, 512 or whatever. Anyway, check out the video. It might be very helpful if you want to know my setup, because I go through everything. I would say yes. The short answer is I love the MacBook Pro is great. It's great for what I do. I have 2 capture cards going in, which is a lot. So I really work it. Like right now I'm streaming, I have HDMI going in, I have this camera coming in, so I have 2 capture cards, which takes off a little bit of work from the computer, but I think it holds its own. I'm very happy that I have it. Everything is working very seamlessly except for my Pixel 6, which I would like to replace with a new iPhone, because this iPhone works really great. It's been very useful. He's sort of round. Oh, yeah, I need to get some sleep soon. I really do. So he's sort of round. Whoops. I have to be careful not to take him off of the center, because I want to be able to use the symmetry for as long as possible. I am serious about my symmetry. It helps a lot to be able to control the symmetry in the beginning, at least for the way that I work. Alright, it's kind of a better, and he's sitting, so I want him to be sort of flat here, which is something I didn't do in the drawing. I should have really flattened him out so the weight feels like he's sitting. So let's turn him left and start to figure out. Let me do metcap. I prefer working in metcap. So let's bring this back out so he has a nice round back. And let's bring this shape up. Whoops. Let's bring this up to the white line. The grid line. Dante. Yeah, that'll be good. You know, I try to do every now and again. I try to do update videos with the equipment I'm using, because it's those are the videos that I look for. Like when I was starting to do this, not that you're trying to do this per se, but when I was starting to do this, like I was going around on YouTube and I just want to see what people's setup was. I just wanted to see like what cameras were they using, how are they getting the video to the computer. Like I didn't know anything. So I always try to do these updates with all the equipment that I'm using and how well it's working, how everything, how I have everything hooked up, because that was the hardest thing. It's like sometimes, like I remember buying like a camera and then being like, I almost cursed, and then being like, well, how do I get the HDMI to go to the computer? And then it's like you buy a dongle, then you get the dongle, and then it's like, it still doesn't work, and then it's like, oh, you need a capture card. So then I'm like buying a capture card for like over $100. It was just like everything just like one after another. So since I have it set up pretty well, I like to go over like what I have, and then year by year, slowly but surely, I just sort of upgrade. The next thing, I just need a mic. I think I need a better mic next time. This mic is good, but I'd like to have a mic that does all of the work within either the system or an app, or I don't know. I have to research microphones. For now everything is working out fine. When I used to record, I used to record video and then use another phone to record the audio, I don't know what I used, but I had to record them separately and then sync it up. When I edited all my videos, it was terrible. Such a nightmare. But yeah, the computer has been a big help. I work it a lot. Now that I have it, like if I could go back, I don't know if I could afford a bigger, like a more powerful MacBook Pro, or like a MacBook Pro with like more, RAM or something, but I could definitely use it. I couldn't really afford it. Most of my equipment is, I try to only update And you know, I try to use the money that I get like from the equipment, like from teaching classes, which by the way is pretty much the only way that I earn any money from art, aside from like projects and stuff. But I do really like teaching, because then I can create the things that I want to create. So I want to make sure that he's nice and flat, that he looks like he's sitting. So I'm just trying to spread out the bottom. I think that works. So maybe I'll just flatten this out a little bit. Like, I don't like when I just cut it. You know what I mean? Like I don't like when I just trim it. I feel like it doesn't really read as flat. So I'm just trying out some other options here. So we'll do the smooth, so it's pretty flat. I do think I might need to like stretch him out a little bit. And his head is probably a little bit. What's going on, Dante? What are you creating over there? Okay, I think I like this. I have to try to like move quicker. I'm like so crazy with like specific details. It's kind of nuts. Okay, so let's oh, should I use a tube for his little legs? For his fat little legs? Maybe I should use tubes. I can match the legs, I think. Let's see, what's the best way to... So we'll start there, we'll come out, and then he has his little foot. Wow. Why you do that to me? Okay, so something like... And this probably wants to curve into his body, so... I don't know, we'll see. So radius... So he has the fat part of his leg. Is it something like that? I don't know. I feel like I'm overthinking his leg. I think I might change the way I have his leg, because I also need to think about the floor, the ground. Let me just move this, because it's actually not in the right spot. It would be more like there. I think I'm going to delete it for now. Um, okay, so maybe they would be more in the front. It's so weird converting things from 2D to 3D. It's actually not terrible. His legs are actually quite wide, so that might be why they look funny too. You ever use universal control between your iPad and Mac, where you can drag and drop files between the two devices instantly? I never used it. I never used it actually, but I've seen it a couple times. I've seen it. Like, let's see if I can make it come over. Like, whenever I bring, oh, I guess it's not working now. Oh, there it is. See, whenever I bring the mouse on the computer over, like, I can see it. Like, this is me moving the mouse around, but I never used it. I never brought anything over. Let's see if I can find a small file. I have the perfect file. Let's see if I can bring this over. Oh, nothing happened. No, I don't know how to do it. I'll have to figure it out. It's pretty cool. I noticed it once. I was like, why is everything is just attached? I like it, but I don't know how to use it yet. But I mean, I was such an Android fanboy for so long, but now I am not. I like it. I like the Pixel. I think it's a good phone, but Mac just takes the edge. Make this head a little bigger. It looks it's a little better. Something's a bit weird about the shape. Maybe I just need to bring the bottom in a little bit. And I actually feel like I want to I don't know why I can never do anything. they're never as simple as I want them to be. They always wind up being so involved. Okay, so now we have to figure out this head situation. So he's basically all mouth. So I want it really hollow inside. So what's the best way to do that? I think it'd be kind of nice to do the Boolean operation, but I could always just use layer and do it the hard way, probably. I think I'd mainly use it for photo references on the Mac, so my iPad screen isn't taken up with the photo. Yeah, I tend to when I use Procreate, I tend to just bring the image in. I never even used the reference thing. I did a tutorial on it and I used it, but I find that I don't know. There's something I just personally like. I like just having it there. I would like to. It would be easier to drag things back and forth. That would actually be really cool. So now that you've mentioned it, like I need to figure out how to do that. I airdrop stuff all the time, back and forth, but it's probably a much easier way to do it. But I guess that's how it goes. You kind of just don't know about stuff until you do. Well, I don't know. Let's just try it out with this layer tool. Ooh, that actually might work okay. That's actually really big. Might be a little too big. That's deep. I actually didn't realize it was that deep. Santa Maria. Okay, so that's plenty deep. But I don't know if that's the right shape that I want. Maybe I can just move. Maybe I can just drag it. Why is there a color connected to this? Okay, so that actually works okay. I was thinking that do the Boolean operation. You know what? Let's do it that way. That might be a lot cleaner. Plus, that'll be a lot cleaner. So I want the mouth to be. Let's just validate this. So I want the mouth to. Maybe I should use a. A tube, actually. Tube could work. I want it to be kind of like this. I mean, I guess his mouth is... he's in an angle, but I feel like his mouth would be like that. I don't think it would be round at the bottom. Maybe we should just see how this looks. Let's see how deep. Well, it goes pretty deep. But it's sort of up near the top of his mouth, top of his head. But we could always bring that back down. Let's make it a little wider. Maybe a tad bigger. Okay, let's see how this looks. I gotta start naming these. 1232. Okay, name this floor. Floor. Invisible sorbet. That is. I prefer sorbet. I might completely remove sphere from my lexicon and just use sorbets. I like that better. Han, I'm in France with no Wi-Fi. So I can't watch it now. I'll catch you later. Alright, Han. Appreciate you. I'm in France with no Wi-Fi, with no Wi-Fi. You can make the body invisible to line it up. Hopefully it should be lined up, because I try to keep it oh yeah, I guess I could do that. But hopefully sometimes I do things the dumb way, and I'll just keep doing it until it looks right. But I have oh, these are the leggies. But I have been trying to do things smarter. I don't want to let Procreate FX down. I know that he frowns upon some of my techniques, but I learn a lot from him. I learn a lot from the group, honestly. I learn a lot. His tutorials and just other people working hard. I love it. It's a good community. But I do have to push myself to learn new techniques and do new things. Because sometimes you just get so excited that you just do things your own way, but it's always important to learn from people that know more about the app than I do, and more about 3D than I do, by far. Okay, so I guess sometimes I get sidetracked when I start going on rants. Sphere, so this is the mouse sphere. What do I have to do? This? I think I have to do that. Let's just see what happens. Let me save it. This will be Little Green for now. I don't know what I'll name him. Look at that. Look at that mouth. That's pretty good. Is that deep enough? Oh, it's pretty deep. I think it's deep enough. Okay, so I'm just going to use a sphere for the... I probably could have just used a sphere for the arm. Although I think a tube is probably better. because I really want body, body. That's good. So you do it the smart way. Measure once, cut twice. Yes. That is basically my 3D career. 100%. I had to reread it. Okay, so what should I do next? Oh yeah, I was working on the arm. So let me do, should I use one of these tubes? Should I just use these tubes? And also, you know what I think I'm not liking about this leg? I know I always go back and forth. But I think, let me take off the radius and just do this. I think I just might want this bigger in the back. I mean, this could be a little bigger, but that actually might be a little cuter. And since I have that, let's just duplicate it. And this will be one arm. Let's bring it up. I don't think I need it mirrored. No, I don't think I need it mirrored. Because the other arm, I think I'm going to nestle into his leg or something. Something like that. So let's bring it out. Let's angle it up a little. Wait, how did it get? Why is it so? Let me do a spline. Oh, is there anything to spline? I kind of want this to be like fatter, like rounder, but I don't know how to do that. Maybe if I do radius. I just want it to be like a plump little arm, like that. I think that works. Smaller, up a little bit. He's actually reaching quite far. So I think he just has to be moved up a little bit. I rely so much on the visual when I'm doing 3D, which is probably something else that's probably frowned upon. Okay, this is actually not bad. Wait, did I? Why is it? Oh, I think I just have to go to the tube tool. Oh, somehow, at some point in time, I must have. There we go. I swear I didn't validate it. I don't know how it validated. I don't get that. Sometimes it's just acting, doing its own thing. Like I don't even exist. You're just gonna do your own thing. I do wish I could just bake this so I can move it around more precisely. It's going to be hard to move around. This looks so weird. It is very strange to make things 3D that are 2D. Maybe I need some spline action. This is getting so weird. Okay, so let's take this, duplicate it, and I guess I can't flip it yet. I have to validate it. Oh well, we'll just validate, and then we'll mirror left to right, and it never works, but let's see if it works. Oh, there we go. Usually it doesn't work for me. Okay, now why are you... Now I'm really confused. Oh, somehow I must have mirrored them. I just want the one arm. And I'm going to bake this arm so I can just... The arm should be lower too. The arm should be lower. The legs should be a little smaller. I feel like I'm noticing all these like details. And I actually kind of want... I might need to do the tube tool again for this thing if I can't get it to do what I want. It's actually not terrible. That looks a little bit better. It's not terrible. We can just move this in a little bit. move his legs out even further, I guess. I might as well just validate them so I can move them out. Okay, so he's a little tongue. First of all, let me smooth out some of these shapes. I want a little bend in the legs, so let's just do that. I'm going to drag the feet forward a little bit, and maybe a little bit more of a bend. So let me bring this up a little bit. And I feel like it needs to be coming, it shouldn't be bowing out so much. It's just coming out from his body. Same thing with this one. Oh, I have to validate this. There we go. Shake this thing up a little bit. Smooth out these legs a little bit. Now for this mouth, I think I should voxel merge it, or just remesh it. Oh, the reference is just one of my old drawings. I have like 1,000, just so many old artwork. So these are like, this is like some of the first things I made when I first got my iPad, I think. Let's see. This is from 2016. Yep. This is when I first got my iPad, my old iPad Pro. And I was using Adobe Illustrator Draw. I don't think it's even called that anymore, if it even exists. So I was using, this is all pencil and paper. You know, this is all like regular like color pencil and stuff like that. And then eventually, you know, I would do some weird stuff. And then eventually I got the iPad and I started doing all this digital stuff. And then I started recreating some of my old type of work, but in digital. But just using like the texture, so it looked like it was still pencil and paper. And then just kept going and going and more stuff. This was a children's book I worked on. I'm still doing some pencil and paper. Actually, no. This is all digital. I just wanted to recreate the pencil and paper look. So I would use a lot of texture in my brushes and stuff. So I don't know how I want to. I don't know how I want to make the mouth. I feel like I should flatten it. I'm not sure. Sorry, I have an itchy nose. It's not really flattening the way that I want it to flatten. I wonder why that is. Let's see. Might have something to do with front facing. Let's see what happens now. It's the same, but I like that better. Move that back up because I like that shape for the mouth. I think that's good. So for this arm, let's move this out a little bit. All right. I think this is looking good so far. All right, I like that. So now it's just the teeth. The teeth, the eyes. The eyes will be everything should be still symmetrical. So it should be something like that. Let's mirror them. Let's find a good place for them. If he's like this, let's take a look at perspective. Something like this, maybe a little smaller, a little more towards the mouth. Maybe a little smaller still. I'm so used to drawing everything with like really big eyes. I think that's good, and we're gonna make a depression. Oh, but is that too wide? It looks a little bit too wide to me. So let's move them closer together because it has to look good from any angle. That's the key. It must look good from any angle. But actually the head is a little bit of an odd shape too, so okay, I actually think that looks pretty good. So, I don't know if I want to, I guess I have to remesh I should remesh all this stuff together, shouldn't I? So I'm just going to use clay and subtract and just kind of, why is it, how are you colored again? So let's smooth it out. I just wanted to, let's see how this even looks. If I bring it down and over, down. But I would like to, maybe I'll do it later. Eventually, maybe I'll add an eyelid or something. Even though his eyes, I think they're supposed to be like water droplets. I think that was the initial idea. And I think this arm looks way bigger than the other arm, so I need to shrink it. I think I need to bake it is what I need to do. So now that it's baked, oops. See, I hate these cones. I don't know why they're there. They just get in my way. I got iPads specifically for Procreate. Then stumbled upon 3D and Nomad. I'm way better with 3D. Yeah, I got it. I didn't get it for Procreate. I think I did know about Procreate. But no, actually it wasn't. It wasn't my first drawing app was Metabang Paint. That was the first app that I used. That was the first app that I liked. So I used Metabang Paint, and I also used Adobe Illustrator Draw. And I was really excited because I hated Adobe Illustrator on desktop. I never understood it, and I was like, finally I can just draw the way that I normally draw. I don't have to draw everything with beezers and points or whatever they're called. Nodes. Drawing with nodes. Like, it's just like the most, the furthest thing from actual drawing that you can get was Adobe Illustrator. So I hated it. So I was excited, but then they were like, oh, well, if you want to finish, you have to bring it to desktop. And I was like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with them. Okay, so let's take drag. And this arm is like bugging me because he's not reaching with enough oomph. And he's actually, whoop, come on. Actually, I can just kind of turn it a little bit. Oh, does that look weird? Did I just mess it all up? I just want to, let's solo it. I just want to pull it a little bit away from his face. I guess it's okay that it's close to his face. That's fine. So now he has two little horns, which I think I can just do with spheres. Or cones. I guess I could use cones, right? We'll just do cones. Normally I would use spheres. Normally I would use sorbets. So let's turn him this way. Stretch it out a little bit. They're not big menacing horns. They're very nubby, cute horns. So something like that. I'm just going to validate it, and then I'm going to just trim it. I probably should just use this sphere. It probably would be easier. Let me just use a sphere, I think. I do most of my work with spheres. Honestly, like sphere was like the first, sorbets were like the first thing that I was like, okay, I can pretty much come up with a way to make anything. Because I just sort of thought about it the same way I thought about drawing. I would just think about everything the same way. Okay, where are so they're kind of like behind his eyes. Yeah, they're sort of like here, maybe a little bit closer, and then a little bit further up, so a little bit closer together. I think they're around there. So let's see if we can drag this out into a horn. Nice and nubby. A little bit more of a bend in there. I think that looks good. They need to be smaller, and I feel like that's actually a decent size. But maybe they need to be twisted a little more. I'll bring them a little closer together, a little further down, like so. So now let's leave that for now. So he does have four, what looks like four little like stegosaurus things. So what's the best way to make those? I think cylinder or square? I think I can do it with a cylinder. Let's do snap. Let's make it thinner, like that. I think they would be kind of thick, but not too thick. Maybe a little bit thicker. So I'll go ahead and validate. And then I'll just so symmetry is not on? Wait a minute. Why would symmetry not be? How did symmetry turn off? A little bit smaller. Just kind of give it a little bit more of a point. And we'll actually bring this one down. Tilt it. Oops, let me get it off snap. Tilt it down a little bit. Actually, down a lot. And maybe it's a little bit. Here we go. So that one's a little big, so I think I'm gonna clone it. Make this one a little smaller. Let's just bake it. Alright, that looks pretty good. So I'll clone this, move it down, bake, so I can easily move it. This one's a little big still, so let me make this a little smaller, bake. Okay, and I'll clone this one, and we can make the little nugget, the last little nugget one on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to simple merge all of these. These are going to be the spines. horns. What is this? Oh, these are the eyes. Save. Alright, he's looking good. Okay, so for teeth, for those teeth, they look like... I usually use spheres for teeth, so I'll stick with spheres. So let's flatten this up, make it smaller. I think I want to mirror them. I wonder if it matters if I switch them like this. It's easier for me to work with the one on this side. I don't know, we'll see. Can't say your name, but it looks oh, yeah. I hasten to greet the artist from Russia. And also send a powerful like. I appreciate you. Flat sorbets. Yeah, flat sorbets could have worked too. That's true. I do use Paperlike. They sent me some to try out. I have it on, and I like it. After this, definitely check out my, like I was saying to King before, you can check out my video that I posted earlier today, and it actually has all of my equipment. Every single thing that I use to work, to make art, to do live streams, and to record tutorials and classes, it's all there. So very useful. Hopefully it's useful to more people that want to get into this kind of stuff, more people that want to do tutorials, more people that want to record. I just started doing this stuff like 2 years ago. Like this was like a pandemic thing. Yeah, I was gonna say, before you said from Russia, I was going to say that it looked, I mean, it does look Russian, but for some reason I was gonna say like Uzbekistan or Kazakhstan or something. I don't know, but holla, welcome to the stream. So for the teeth, they need to be moved. I can probably move them together actually. So they need to be bent. They need to be bent, and they need to be like a little bit like flatter at the bottom. Something like that. So I think that might actually work. Oh. Let me just make, how can I, oh, maybe I just have to like voxel merge them or something. Voxel merge it, remesh it. I did like that nice crease, but you know what? I can probably not do that yet and just take off symmetry, I guess. in order to do that. I get so nervous not using symmetry. You know what? It looks like they're right up to the front. And it's funny how, like, sometimes I'll completely follow the reference and sometimes I just won't at all. But I guess that's the glory of being an artist. You choose your own fate and the fate of your art. I feel like that's my Jedi voice or something. You choose the fate. You choose the fate of your teeth and the fate of your art. It's embarrassing. Maybe I need to make this bigger. I want them to like go, they move separately. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna put you back. And maybe fold you out a little bit more. That looks good. I feel like that's a pretty decent match. Okay, so I think I can probably, I might be able to, the way that I'm speaking right now is exactly how my mind thinks. FYI. That's how my mind is always thinking. It's always thinking of a million different ways to do a million different things at one time. Always. So I'm going to mirror this. So this is going to be on both sides. So we'll go ahead and validate it. And maybe we'll just... No, I'll use drag. I'm not going to flatten it. I'll just use drag. I might not even need to, actually. So I'll just move it. I'll just give it a little bit of a boop. And then I'll just position them in here. It can be smaller, up, out. Skinny them up. Figure out how they fit. Okay, that looks the best. So let's clone. Make them a little smaller, a little wider. I think that's what I was looking for. I'm not sure how I want this to sit. If I want it behind the, maybe behind works. Actually, not that it's a big deal, but I really feel like these should just be going back in the head. It doesn't look as good. The other one looked better, so I'll just go back to that. Thank God for undo. Okay, so I wonder how much I can just... We'll simple merge this. Up, teeth, low teeth. So let's go to Symmetry, and which one do I need? Why can't I see the... I think it's Y. I think it's Y, local, flip object. Okay, now I'll just separate the low teeth. And just simple merge the groups back together. Okay. Okay. Oh, these can be a little bit lower, I think. Make this lower and make these guys lower. Oops, maybe open them up. Oop, not what I need. Open these up a little bit more. I think that looks pretty good. So now for the tongue, actually it just looks like a... It looks like a cylinder. Now I'm in my stride. It's just like, it's fun. Simple merge, low teeth, up teeth, cylinder. Make it smaller. The tongue, actually, that's actually a decent size for the tongue. But now that I know that I can make the bottom, I guess I don't need to make the bottom wider. That feels about right. So let's make the bend in the tongue. Bring it back forward. And then drag. And drag. Something like that. Smooth his tongue out a little bit. Drag it up a little bit. Okay, and then maybe I'll take layer and just make another little level inside his mouth, so it really looks deep. I'll just smooth that out. Give him a proper inside of the mouth. Probably could add another like little rib in there. Might look kind of interesting. Just add some little fun in there. I think that looks good. So the eyes, let me go ahead and validate them. Ruby Doo, what's up? Oh, I missed a lot. Sorry. I ran into your channel because my laptop was stolen last night. My daughter almost finished the last episode in the first season of her animation. Now I'm trying to figure out 3D on Android. Oh, that sucks. So sorry to hear that. CC, I do want to check out the video. I was mentioning the video that I did that shows all of my equipment and my whole setup. I think the video is like 20 minutes. I just kind of go into everything and how I use, what I use. But in short, this is a Canon M5 Mark II that I have HDMI going out and into my computer. Computer is a MacBook Pro 2021, 14.1 inches. So it's the 2021 MacBook Pro. So that's this situation. This situation is an iPhone 13 Pro, 256 gigabytes, on my arm here, setup, pointing down on my 2021 iPad Pro 12.9 inch, 256 gigabytes. I think the phone is the phone 256? I think they're both 256. Yeah. But sorry to hear about the laptop getting stolen. That sucks. That's terrible. Oh, I can't read that message. Art Knock, can't read that message. Tell me in this program you can draw on the figure itself instead of textures. You can add textures and you can draw both. Oh, I'm still in supposed to be in orthographic. I was in Symmetry. I'm in Perspective. Perspective. No, it looks okay. I didn't know if it was maybe too not round enough. Let's see. For some reason, it seems to me that you said something important to me. I heard the word Russia, but to be honest, I didn't understand anything. But I started dancing a little in the rap style. What did I say? I'm not sure what I said. I probably was talking to you. I was just trying to figure out your username. I knew it was Russian, but my mind for some reason was like, oh, maybe it's Uzbekistan or Kazakhstan or something. But Russia's huge, so I don't know where you're from in Russia. Art Quantum, is possible to show us how to render? So my understanding of render is just like export an image. And yeah, I can show you how to render. I'm probably just going to well, let me show you real quick. If I was going to render this, I would do all my post-production and everything, which is crazy right now. But I would do all that. I'd do all the post-production, and then I would just, I kind of wish I could see these more from this angle. I don't know how I'd be able to do that though. But then you just export. Here's all your settings. Let me just save it. So here's all your settings here, and you can just export the render. You can have a transparent background if you want. I usually turn the render resolution is already up, and then you have screen, 720, 1080p or 1080, 4K or custom. So then you just export. I'll do 1080 like that. And then you just save it. So that's pretty much it. When I get usually I'll just save it as a screen size. I don't really need it that big until I get it to where it's someone, until I get it to how I really like it. Oh, I should have tapped it so it would be clear. But that's pretty much how you render. Hopefully that made sense. In the picture, the dragon asks for something, but on the model it turns out the emotion of indignation. It seems to me that the whole thing is in the lower lip. I do agree with you. And that's funny. That's very observant. And I did notice that, and I made note of that. But I did like this. Yeah, it was just a decision. I just liked the way that this looked a little bit more. But yeah, I did notice that. I did mention that earlier on. And the way that I justified it was he is sort of turned. So, and I think that his lip could possibly be like this, like if it was like that. But that's a good observation, because it's very, very true. Give him a thicker tongue, and maybe just like more tonguey. There we go. I know I'm going to want to make... Oh, he actually does have eyes. He has like lighter colored eyes, like within like this clear sphere. That'll be interesting to make. So for these little nugget fingers... Oh no, this cat again. I swear. So usually I use little cylinders, but let's see if I can... Oh, you know what? I need to God, this cat. Let's see. Let me do my little cylinders. That's what I usually do. They just take forever to do. So he has 4 fingers. I should have only gave him 3 fingers, but he has 4 fingers, so I need to put this one back more, and maybe we'll turn it a little bit. Well, this is the pinky, so it's a little bit smaller. Okay, I think that works, so I'm going to clone it. Make it a little bit bigger. Maybe I'll make the pinky a little smaller. Okay, one more finger, so that's good. One more finger here, so that's not too bad. Okay, so I'll clone this, and so hopefully I can make the thumb easier. Maybe a little bit lower. I think it's a little too low. I feel like it's too high now. I also feel like it's actually not bad. So let's bring one of these over. Might as well validate it. Oops. Clone. So I guess this would be the thumb, unless I'm mistaken. Clone. Okay, that's one. Clone. I used to use spheres, but they didn't read right for some reason. I probably could do it now. I should try again. But when I initially tried to do little fingers like this, spheres just kind of they didn't really hold the shape that I wanted them to hold well enough. So I had to give it up, come up with something else. It'd be kind of cute if this finger was like sticking up. Okay, so I do want to put a little bit of a bend in these fingers. I always do. Why is it not bending? I don't think I need a bend for the other two. This one, nice little bend. Oops. Nice little bend. Nice little bend. Okay. Oh, I forgot about his little toes. Maybe I can just use spheres for toes. Tongue. What is this? Is that the finger? Yes, it is. Okay, so maybe we can just quickly do some... Oh wait, something just happened. Did it not? Oh, okay. How did the floor get so small all of a sudden? I thought the floor was bigger. Voxel. Ruby-doo. Thanks, Ruby. Eternal Shadows. Thank you. This is a random little character. In the picture, the dragon asked for... Oh, okay, I already read that. Nice to have Blender alternative on iOS. I'm about an hour into a 15-minute beginner tutorial on Blender, my first one. You heard that right. I'm about an hour in to a 15-minute tutorial on Blender. It's so far it's cool. I know that the capabilities, that's why I want to learn it, but it's like it's so alien to just be learning like this program. It's so hard for me to learn stuff. Like it's so not intuitive for me to learn how to do stuff on a laptop, like on a computer, as compared to this, whereas like I feel like I can do anything because it just like makes sense. But like just like sitting there like clicking and using things to like create, I just have to get used to it. I'm so bad at it at the moment. Okay, the toes can be pretty similar. I don't know why I just said it so weird like that. Ooh, actually, you know what? I don't need to go too crazy with toes. Let's just shrink them up a little bit. So this can be the little pinky toe. I'll mirror it, validate it, and then I'll move it to give it... Let me make this a little smaller. Give it a little bit of something, make it a little smaller maybe. Maybe a little bit more on the edge. Since I have to fit all 4 toes. So let's clone. Okay, great. Whatever just happened is not helpful. Okay, so what am I doing wrong here? So I need to clone. I need these. Oh, now I can bring it together. I see. Let's give him a little more bend. Okay, that works. So let's clone. We'll bring it up. There we go. We'll allow that to set. Learn something new every day. It never fails to just amaze me how many people watch from different parts of the world. It's so crazy to think about. You would think it's trivial, but I feel like it's not really. It's quite something. Move it up. How does that even look? That's actually okay. I don't mind that. They don't have to look just like the other bits. So, oh, did I simple merge all those fingers? That was dumb. You know what? It's actually fine. It's actually fine. So fingers. So I just need to take the arms. Oh, this goes into what someone was saying about voxel merging. So, for example, the arms. So here's one arm, here's two arms, and fingers. So right now I only have the two arms and the fingers selected. And I'm going to voxel merge them, but for now I'm just going to simple merge them. That way I have everything here, everything is together, the two arms are together. So simple merge, simple merge, simple merge. They're not combined yet, they're just organized together. These toes, all these toes, and the legs. Where are the legs? Oh, here are the legs. So all these toes and the legs, I don't want to have the arms selected. I'm going to simple merge them. So now all that is together. And that's good because like I still might want to, you know, I haven't really looked at the feet, like the toes, like I might want to adjust something. So I can always separate them and go back and adjust something if I wanted to. You can separate it, but then you kind of have to find whatever shape you want. But you can separate. Once you voxel merge, you can't separate. I think now I need to voxel merge. What do I want to voxel merge first? I think I might want to voxel merge the toes and the toes, the legs, and the body. I don't know if I want to do it all together. Let's voxel merge the hands first. So here's the arms. So now I'm going to, it's the same thing as voxel merging, but I'm just gonna voxel remesh. So it's the same thing. If I was happy with it and I didn't simple merge, I could have just voxel merged, and it's the same exact thing as what I'm about to do. Is just like change the resolution. We'll go for 250. Let's see what happens. Okay, so these are now all one. So I can just go ahead and smooth out the fingers and the arm. Hopefully this pinky isn't too small. Oh, it's not too bad. So now the fingers are one with the arm forever. And they look okay. So now this side, just do the same thing. Gotta be careful with my smooth tool so I don't ruin it too much. Man, it's really like It's really moving the clay. I'm still sort of getting the hang on like what causes the clay to be more or less soft. I mean, I think it's just a higher number, but sometimes, oddly enough, I'll remesh at a higher number and the clay will still be soft, and I'll be like, what? What's going on, bro? Alright, let's just smooth out these little fingers. We'll make them a little smaller, that's okay. Alright, so now those are together. So let's do the legs now. So here are the legs and the body. So now I'm going to voxel merge them at 250 and see what happens. Okay, all's looking good. Smooth all this stuff out. Smooth out his little toes. Yeah, as you can see, the spheres just kind of look okay, but they get a little weird. I'm not sure why. They get a little funky. Oh man. And sometimes you can fix them by giving them a little shape, but I don't even think that helps. I think they look better this way. I'm not crazy about the feet. So not crazy that I'm going to undo what I did. I'm going to separate this. And I'm just going to voxel merge at 250 again with nothing there, because I think this looks better than with those ugly toes. Executive decision. So maybe I'll just use like inflate or something, and I'll figure out something with toes. Anything but what I had will be better. Alright, so I would like to, on the body, I need to use clay or inflate. I'll just use clay, because I want to make the little round spot for the it's okay, I'm going to smooth it down a little bit. I wanted to make the little spot for the horns. It might look better if I do inflate. Let's see. Whoops. I think inflate is better for this, for what I need for this application. Maybe we'll just flatten it. And these look like they need to be a little more like that. Okay, good. And I also wanted to do that around his arm. So inflate actually worked very, very well. So let's try inflate again. We'll lock the body. I actually might not even need to merge the arms. Oh man, I forgot that I had symmetry on. Gotta do it again. Yeah, I don't even think I need to merge these two, which is good because then I can keep all this separate. If I had to merge it, then I would have to like carve out. It can get really ugly really quickly. Let me smooth this out down here. And let me use inflate. This works so well for this. Okay, I wonder if I can make a little baby one that would go right here. I feel like that would really sell it. Oh, it flattens out a lot. It doesn't work. Good. All right, let me check out these arms. Okay, the arm is 65, the body's 254. Might need to subdivide the arms. Why not? Because I need to make the little swirl. You know what? I can. Should I do it in a darker color once I color it? I don't know. I don't know. Alright, I think this looks pretty good. What is this? What is this? You know what? It's always something. It's always something crazy. Okay, the only thing that kind of bugs me is I feel like he doesn't fully feel like I want his limbs to feel like they're on there. Oh, symmetry wasn't on. Symmetry is killing me. Always is. I want it to really feel like his limbs and stuff are touching the ground. So I want to spread the bottom out. As much as possible. And just lock this so I don't accidentally move anything else. Okay. Maybe inflate. Maybe I can do like some little toesies with inflate. I mean, even those look a lot better than the other ones did. Like 100 times better. I feel like I want him. I'm gonna make something really simple. I think I want to make something really simple that he can be grabbing for. That I just pictured in my head. And I can probably I'm going to make a few people proud by lowering the division. I don't think I need a lot because it's going to be very small. This is not, it's not right. Here I go again, eyeballing. Whoops. Okay, alright, so let's, did I already? Oh, that's fine, whatever. So I think he's ready to have some color. What time is it? 2 o'clock? I am Drew Parker. Thank you. Oh, let me start from the top. Yeah, I'm like hooked on this like Apple Pencil like 3D stuff. It just like clicks so easily. It's not seamless, but looks interesting. Interesting. In this program, it is possible to change the material for plush, for example, or the same effect of ivory or wood is given only by texture. Yes, for wood, you can add the wood grain as an alpha. So you can add the wood texture, and then you can add the glossiness or roughness. So you can do the roughness or glossiness, but in order to do like a wood texture, you'd either have to like draw it, or you can just bring in an alpha, and you can sort of make the surface like whatever it is. Or you can paint it, I guess, but you can change all that stuff, which I'm going to do now. It was great to print this masterpiece on a 3D printer. Also ingeniously paint it and build a small bulb for the tongue. That's actually, it's funny because actually someone wanted to do that with this other 3D thing that I made, which would be awesome. Actually, I'd love to see someone do that. Alright, so I like this. He's got his little lollipop. So let me just take a screenshot of this. Let me play with the I still have it in perspective. I still wish I could see more of this. Unfortunately, I can't. I kind of wish I could see it from this angle. That would be perfect. Ooh, I think I know a way that I might be able to do that. We have to cheat though, so don't, spines. So you have to let me know which way you like better. But I think I'm okay with the cheat. Because you really can't, you wouldn't be able to see if you had, but I can see them from here. So I think that's decent. Okay, that looks good. Let's reposition our reference image. Let's get rid of this stupid grid. And let's just do a quick post process. And we'll get rid of the depth of field so we can see the background. Okay, so let's just let's save this as a screen, just to have. Okay, so we can get our color. We'll change this to a PBR. practicing making all these different matte caps the other day. We'll use this one for now. I'll change the exposure a little bit. So I do like to save my things as a matte cap as well. So I'm going to let's save, and then let's save as. Okay. So now let's just do some painting. If I can grab this color, make him the exact color. Oh, I have it locked. He looks a little dark, but I think that's just the environment. That looks a little better. So the arms, are the arms connected? They are. So the arms can be the same. The tongue is like a blue. Tongue is like a lighter blue. I gotta make this brighter. I think I need to put a light on them. Okay, that's good for the light. I just want to be able to see him better. So this is the light looks a little more greenish. That looks a little more accurate. Teeth and low teeth. So these could be like a glossy white. The horns can be like an off-white. And the spines are purple. Why do I feel like let me simple merge these together. A little bit of a lighter purple. Now here's where it gets interesting. Because these eyes are, they're definitely a refraction. cast shadows off, because otherwise it's a little bit too dark, I think. If they're on, it's a little bit dark. I like if they're off. No, what is that? So that's like a... I'm just going to save this view. I just like it. Do I want to... Let's see what it looks like if it's just a sphere in there. Sorry, I have such an itchy nose. I want him to actually look like he's looking at it. It's the first struggle. A little bit bigger, actually. Okay, that actually looks alright. So let me clone and then try to match this with this eye. Let's see if it looks like, oh, it does look like it's looking at that. Oh, a little bit. Not really. But the beautiful thing about this is I can kind of adjust this so it really does look like he's looking at it. Oh, that's way too close to his face, though. Okay. So the eyes, let's see where those little eyes are. So the pupils actually look like they have a little bit of a glow. So let's see if I can even do that. If I do always unlit, they do glow a little bit. But this looks like, oh, it's in there. The color of them is a little bit of a glow in the dark. put more yellow. So that's what color they are. But I wonder if I duplicate it and make it an additive. Wait, I'm confused now. What did I just do? So what is this? This is opaque. Let me take that off, always unlit. This one is an additive. Oh, and you can't see any of it. Interesting. Okay, so I think that's the best we can do. That looks pretty cool. Maybe I should have concentrated on my... Oh no, it's all good. You know, I don't mind a little criticisms. Have you seen how you can use your iPad with Blender? It's not seamless, but looks interesting. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Tell me more. Matter of fact, send me, however you heard your information, send it. Because that sounds like something that I can excel at. Because on the computer, I'm so terrible on the computer. It's just so, if I can do it on the iPad, and I'll get like whatever they come out with, a bigger iPad, the M2, I'm happy to do all that. I just can't deal with, like, my brain doesn't translate to the computer at all. He does look like he's screaming. Maybe I'll make it like a pudgy like bomb or something. But that's okay. Oh well. What else do I want to do with him? I like him a lot. Let's make the stem white, but then very rough. Maybe even like, no, we'll make it white. And this, I kind of want to paint like a, oh, it actually should be refraction. It should be refraction, shouldn't it? Should be refraction, which means I have to what are my refraction settings? Refraction. Index of refraction. That's serious. Paint glossy. Oh, is that what I need to do with his eyes? Or do his eyes look okay? Let me see. Oh, I don't know if I... Let me save it. I don't know if I paint him glossy, it kind of changes up his whole look. I think I kind of liked him like frosted. I don't think I can go back. Oh, I can. I feel like it looks more true to the drawing when they're frosted. The only other thing I wanted to try out was, oh, the eye and absorption. No. Cast shadows on. Let's turn those back off. And this looks better with them off. Two-sided, off, on, auto. Okay, nice. I think he's adorable. So let me take this away now. And the lollipop is way too perfect. So I just want to, how do I want to do it? Clay, maybe? I just don't want to have just like a regular sphere. I feel like it needs to have like needs to be some like movement in it in order for it to look somewhat natural. Interior roughness. Yeah, maybe like a little bit interior roughness. So let's give him a backdrop. God, I gotta go to bed. Add to scene. Did I save that new backdrop? I don't think I did. That's okay. This is a little high. Even though it's not too high, but just a little bit. Turn this off. Why does it look like he's right behind? I guess he is. It is perspective. Alright, let's see, we'll go ahead and put on some depth of field. Let's give him a nice overhead. We'll make it warm. A little bit yellow. Oh, that changes his color though. Does it? Let's add another light. Make it blue just so I can see it clearly. Okay, so he needs some light. This one's so good. I didn't do that all night. Never fails. It's so hard to navigate once you have that big, huge backdrop. I wish I didn't have to include it, but I kind of do. That looks not bad. There's something about, you know what I need to do with this? I think I need to make it unlit. I think I need to Lole. I need to make a second one. See if I can make this one opaque. That doesn't really work. I just need to make it brighter somehow. Because it's not an additive, it's a refraction. So I just need to figure out a way to make it brighter. I guess I can do it with a light. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Okay, so let's do something with the last light. Maybe we'll even aim it at the wall. Let's turn the backdrop back on. Ooh, this can actually be a little bit less intense. Save, I like the way it's looking. And then let's just go through some backgrounds and see how they're looking. Turn this down a little bit. So you can see exactly what I'm seeing. I know I tend to work small. Let me try to make this bigger. What was I doing? Oh yeah. This one's nice and bright, but there's something about this that's really appealing too. I'm trying to figure out what it is. It might just be the richness of the background. Saturation. I should start saying saturation instead of richness. Pupils. there anything more I can do with them? No. Additive, they go away. Interesting. Two-sided. Okay. I'm going to add this view. I think it's a good view. And I think this looks nice. I think that's the best. $252. Let's just check this. They all look pretty good. Oh well. I like that. I think he looks cute. So now to export, let's just save. And then let's see if we can save it at 4K. I think it looks good. Stupid backdrop. Killing me. In this angle, it actually looks like I could turn that yellow light up some. What is this light even doing? See if I can cheat the background. Oh, that's kind of cool. I mean, I really should be like changing the lighting and stuff like that, but I'm just having fun now. But that means it is definitely bedtime, 2:42. I really did not mean to stay up this late, but time flies when you're having a good time, apparently. So many cute angles that I can get. But now this light is way bright. I want to see from the lollipops angle what it looks like. I still got to color inside the mouth and stuff. Alright, let's go back to... Alright, I think that'll be all she wrote. Yeah, when I figure, hopefully that'd be so awesome if there can be some sort of blender-ish, just like a blender-ish thing. Someone's working on it for sure. Thank you for the informative video and demonstration of talent. Thank you. Finally, I will select a name for the installation a second before the explosion. A strong Chupa Chups from Nano Bruce Willis. Or in two halves of the candy change the fate of the kingdom. Then in the Game of Thrones, the dragon will hiss and swear at nuts. The fly must take the candy away, or you must hold the dragon on one hand and take the candy from him with the other hand. There are no other options. I don't really know what's happening, but I like it. I like the stories. Those are actually the kind of stories that I prefer. Ones that really joggle and jostle the imagination. So thank you. I still don't know your name because it's in Russian, but hopefully you'll come back for some more of my live streams. But this one was fun. Ruby, thanks for coming by. Hope you're well. Always a pleasure to hear from you. Hope everyone else is doing well and having a great day or a great night. I'm going to get some sleep. As always, keep drawing, keep sculpting, and I will catch you all in the next video. And just for you, maybe I will go back into my OpenSea profile and add this to my NFTs that will probably never get bought. But it's been fun and I appreciate the support. And yeah, see you next time. Be good. Be safe. I always forget how to stop this, so that's why it's so slow.